A while back, my girlfriend gave me a gift for our anniversary. It was a mason jar painted to look like a birch tree, and it was filled with stuff that we've done together. So I thought it'd be a great idea to take that concept and relate it to a trip that we just took to California. So this is the very last piece of firewood that we had. We never burned it. So we're gonna make a picture frame and fill it with memories from our California trip. Let's get started.
Before I got to this step, off camera, I ran this piece of wood over the jointer, and this gave me 2 flat faces as well as a square corner where I can register all of these cuts off of. Up until this point, all I knew is I wanted to make this frame a square. All the other details as far as the design and the dimensions were made up along the way. Since I want to make this frame a square, all the sides have to be the same length. And in order to expedite that process, I'm setting up a stop block. All a stop block is a place to register off of in order to get accurate and repeatable cuts. In this case, I'm using a cut-off piece from the firewood, clamped to the miter gauge.
So this frame looks pretty good. I don't see any big gaps. The most important part for making frames is to make sure all of your angles meet up properly. So in this case, I want all of my angles to be 45 degrees, so I have perfect 90-degree corners. That digital angle gauge helps so much. Truly worth it. I almost forgot. I have to cut the groove that fits the back panel and the glass. So let's do that.
With all the cuts made, I'm ready to glue all these pieces together. They make special 90-degree clamps for these types of glue-ups, but since I don't have any, I'm going to be using a regular old ratchet strap. Those additional blocks of wood were added underneath the metal parts of the strap, so that they don't ding up the frame.
Now we wait.
Since miter joints aren't very strong, I'm going to be adding splines to help reinforce the corners. The material I'll be using for the splines is a piece of redwood that we picked up on our trip. Here I'm just ripping it to its rough width. And then cutting out these triangles that I'll be fitting in the slots that I just cut in the frame. Once the glue is set, I could trim off the excess at the table saw. I went to my local hardware store and picked up a piece of glass. I already fitted in the frame and it fits perfectly, so I'm using it to set the fence so that I could cut the back panel to the same size. I'm also using a block of wood as the spacer, so once the piece is cut, it isn't caught between the fence and the blade, which can cause kickback. I forgot to film how I cut the slot that will be used to hang the frame. I simply used a keyhole bit within a router. For a finish, I'm using spray lacquer, which is very easy to apply and dries quickly. After about 3 coats, it's all done. Off camera, I added my artwork to the back panel using double-sided tape. To hold the back panel and the glass from falling out, I'm using staples. These are just regular staples that you would use in a staple gun. I pushed them in about halfway and added one to each side. I'm very pleased with how this frame came out, especially since it's the very first frame I made and it came from firewood. But more importantly, my girlfriend loved her gift.